Hello everyone and welcome to this final part of the presentation. This is actually the last step of this project, which is the k-means clustering and the cluster explanation. Now let's go back to the code. So in the previous step, we did the PCA analysis. So now I have this PC table with all the PCs as column and the words with PC values as rows. So now based on this table, I want to do a clustering. So in the previous step, we set the principal components number of principal components to be 45. So theoretically, the number of clusters we want to set is also 45, which is consistent with the number of principal components. And for the clustering, I also want to use the sklearn package, use the k-means methods to do it, which is actually the traditional method, but actually works quite well. And here I set the iteration time to like 10,000. I just wanted to increase this a little bit because I think the default is like 3,000 something. But increase it to increase the number of iteration could sort of increases the accuracy a little bit. So I do this clustering, and here I could have this result, like in 45 clusters. I may run this over again, and that's actually not work. Yeah, let's do this again here and do here. Okay, so now this one looks better. In here. In here, I just printed out all this. This distributions of each clusters and how many words in each cluster you see here. So for cluster 22 I have 12 words. For cluster 5 I also have 12 words. And I actually wanted to and with this cluster table, I want to merge the term back to this this table in order to print out lastly for each cluster what kind of words are in that cluster. So in this step, I run this step. This step is basically based on the principal component data frame. I created two other data frames, which is the term data frame that included the term, or you could say phrases, in each row, and the cluster column, which is the cluster number that this term has been assigned to. So for example, this table, this term people has been assigned to cluster 2 and manager has been assigned to cluster 21. And now I want to group these terms by the clusters. So group by clusters. So kind of to see in each cluster what kind of words are there. So I run this last step. So I see that now it's actually a pretty clean table here. This is the number of clusters, and this is the term. And now basically this project is done. But the very last step is that we actually wanted to explain the clusters, as we were expected that so in each cluster, the words in each cluster should represent a certain theme of a criteria. So we'll see if that's the truth. Let's just pick one. For example, this first cluster is a vehicle and truck. So it's actually pretty correct because truck is a vehicle and vehicle includes truck. So this cluster could be the criteria of transportation, or just like the vehicle criteria. And like the second one is national, local, or community. So this one could be like more locationalized or from a location like perspective, or like the national perspective, local perspective, world perspective, this kind of thing. So we can explain in that aspect. And for the second, for this cluster, we see the keywords like people, job, working, work, team, individual. So this cluster more related to people, or like employee, or like working opportunities. So related to like maybe like human resources. So this could be another criteria for a company to choose their location. And we can see, maybe let's just randomly choose like this group 10. Let's see, oil and gas. So this could be like energy related criteria, and like this criteria, this clusters, it says profit, income, and loss. So could be like financial related criteria. So we'll see that it actually it actually makes a lot of sense. And let's see this cluster 34. It says research and the study. So this one is more like a research or study based criteria. Maybe there could be like more like education related thing in this criteria selection. So it makes a lot of sense. So this model actually grouped certain kind of words that has a close connection with each other to a same group. For example, let's say here, this group 29, let's say data information, report, communication, analysis. So these words are very closely related, and they tells a certain theme. This theme could be just data, the availability to data, the availability to information, which are actually very important for a company to consider while they are wanted to start. So this is the cluster explanation. Okay, and this is the whole project, and thanks for watching. Hopefully I have explained it very clearly enough, and hope these projects can give you an idea of this basic natural language processing steps, how it works, and what's its purpose, how it can do to business, and so on and so forth. I hope in the future I can do like more natural language processing projects to explore more field. Thank you for watching.